What's going on, everybody? This is Money Moves episode 5. And today we will be talking about where all the millions of dollars are going in the world of technology. So let's dive in. GitHub launches $1.2 million open source fund with a focus on security. GitHub launched the GitHub Secure Open Source Fund with an initial commitment of $1.2 million in capital from contributors including American Express, 1Password, Shopify, Stripe, and GitHub's own parent company, Microsoft. Other donors include Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, ChainGuard, Hero Devs, Kraken, Mayfield Fund, Superbloom, Versal, and Zerodot, among others. GitHub briefly teased the new initiative at its annual GitHub Universe Developer Conference last month, but earlier this week it announced full details and formally opened the program for applicants, which will be reviewed on a rolling basis through the closing date of January 7, 2025, with programming and funding starting shortly after. This news builds on a number of previous GitHub initiatives designed to support project maintainers that work on key components of critical software, including GitHub sponsors, which landed in 2019, but more directly, the GitHub Accelerator program that launched its first cohort last year. The GitHub Secure Open Source Fund is essentially an extension of that. The sum of $1.2 million might sound like a reasonable amount, but it will be split across 125 projects, which means just $10,000 each, better than nothing, for sure, but a drop in the ocean on the grand scheme of things. However, Dago is quick to stress that money is only part of the prize here, as with the initial accelerator program, maintainers embark on a 3-week program which includes mentorship, certification, education workshops, and ongoing access to GitHub tools. The exploration company raises $160 million to build Europe's answer to SpaceX Dragon. Only 2 companies currently provide cargo delivery to and from the International Space Station, and both are based in the United States. The exploration company, which operates out of Germany, France, and Italy, is looking to change that. It closed a large funding round to further its mission of building Europe's first reusable space capsule. The $160 million Series B round will fund the continued development of the NYX spacecraft, which will be capable of carrying 3,000 kilograms of cargo to and from Earth. The company, which was founded by aerospace engineer Helene Hubby in 2021, is aiming to conduct NYX's maiden flight to and from the ISS in 2028. The new funding, which was led by Balderton Capital and Plural, brings the startup's total funding to date to over $208 million. The Series B also included participation from Bessemer Venture Partners, NGP Capital, and 2 sovereign European funds, French tech Sovereign. The startup has made traction with the European Space Agency, ESA, which has recognized the need to foster native space launch and transportation capabilities. The exploration company was awarded a study contract worth around $27 million to develop cargo return services earlier this year. That contract will run through 2026, with additional competitive contract opportunities expected to follow. ESA's aim is to have at least 1 capsule launching to the ISS in 2028. In more Money Moves news, Tokamak Energy secures $125 million to commercialize fusion power. British scale-up Tokamak Energy has secured $125 million as it looks to harness fusion, the same clean, virtually limitless energy source that powers the sun and the stars. Tokamak spun out from the UK's Atomic Energy Authority in 2009. As its name suggests, the company is building a Tokamak reactor, the most common kind of fusion design, first pioneered in the 1960s. The funding brings the company's total raise to $335 million, comprising $275 million from private investors and $60 million from the UK and US governments. This makes it Europe's most well-funded private fusion energy venture. Tokamak Energy said the fresh capital will help bolster its commercialization plans. The company aims to have its first fusion power plant up and running somewhere in the 2030s. However, the funds will also go towards growing Tokamak's side hustle, TE Magnetics. The subsidiary develops superconducting magnets using rare earth barium copper oxide, Repco tape, enabling stronger magnetic fields to confine the plasma. U.S. Air Force grants $1.8 million for quantum defense capabilities. The U.S. Air Force has selected quantum system integrator Atlantic Quantum and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, to develop utility-scale superconducting quantum computers in a $1.8 million program. The Department of the Air Force issued the Phase 2 Small Business Technology Transfer (STTR) grant for a new quantum computing platform that could strengthen U.S. defense capabilities. AFWERX, the innovation arm of the Air Force and a directorate within the Air Force Research Laboratory, AFRL, selected Atlantic Quantum and MIT for the grant. Now, according to MIT Associate Professor Kevin O'Brien, this STTR grant allows us to validate innovations and components for quantum computers, such as quantum limited amplifiers, directly with leading system integrator Atlantic Quantum. This feedback loop will drive innovation and the readout of quantum processors. In the next Money Moves news, Infobrica secures $150 million Series C funding and announces availability of world's fastest GPU networking chip. In a powerful stride towards advancing artificial intelligence infrastructure, Infobrica Corporation announced at Supercomputing 2024 the closing of an impressive $150 million Series C funding round, alongside the upcoming launch of its industry-first 3.2 terabyte per second accelerated compute fabric ACF SuperNIC chip. The oversubscribed Series C financing was led by Spark Capital, with contributions from new investors Maverick Silicon and Venture Tech Alliance. Existing investors including Atriad's Management, Alumni Ventures, Liberty Global Ventures, Sutter Hill Ventures, and Valor Equity Partners also took part in the round, underscoring widespread confidence in Infobrica's visions and products. Now, some of the unique features driving the ACF SuperNIC chip include high bandwidth connectivity, resilient messaging multipathing, which eliminates network interruptions and AI job stalls by rerouting data, software-defined RDMA networking, which offers direct memory transfers between devices without CPU intervention, and collective memory zoning, which optimizes data movement and memory management across CPU, GPU, and CXL 2.0 base endpoints attached to the ACFS chip. Federado fixes insurance risk analysis with AI and raises $40 million. Federado, a startup, has now raised $40 million to expand its business in AI-powered underwriting platforms to help insurers better understand and respond to risk. Stepstone Group is leading the round with previous backers Emergence Capital, Caffeinated Capital, and Pear VC participating. The startup has now raised $80 million in total. It is not disclosing valuation, but CEO and co-founder Will Ross said in an interview that it was a serious, significant up round that was multiples bigger than its previous valuation. The startup claims that customers see 90% improvement in time to quote, and that is how long it takes to give a quote on a particular service in aid of winning a sale, among other efficiency improvements. Up next, we have Converge Bio's Everything Store for biotech LLMs brings in $5.5 million seed. Converge Bio has built a tool for companies to make their biology-focused LLMs actually work. From enriching their data to explaining their answers, the company has raised $5.5 million in a seed round to scale its product. A model is just a model. It's not enough, said CEO and co-founder Dove Gertz. A pipeline has to be made so companies can actually use the model in their own R&D process. The market is very fragmented, but pharma and biotech want to consume this technology in a consolidated way in one place. We want to be that place. The company will be using the money to hire up and acquire customers, as startups often do at this stage, but will also be publishing a scientific paper on antibody design, using its own systems, of course, and training a proper foundation model. Google.org commits $20 million to researchers using AI for scientific breakthroughs. Google is committing $20 million in cash and $2 million in cloud credits to a new funding initiative designed to help scientists and researchers unearth the next great scientific breakthroughs using artificial intelligence. The announcement made by Google DeepMind co-founder and CEO Demis Haspers during a fireside chat at the closed-door AI for Science Forum in London feeds into a broader push for big tech to curry favor with young innovators and startups, a strategy that has included acquire hires, equity investments, and cloud partnerships, some of which has attracted the attentions of regulators. This latest announcement via Google's 19-year philanthropic arm, Google.org, is different in that it centers on non-equity funding for academic and non-for-profit institutions globally. But similar to other big tech funding and partnership initiatives, this will go some way toward helping Google ingratiate itself with some of the leading scientific minds through direct cash injections and by providing infrastructure to power their projects. In the next Money Moves news, Portugal's Tekever raises $74 million for dual-use drone platform deployed to Ukraine. Dual-use drone startup Tekever has raised $74 million to develop its product and expand into new markets, specifically the US. The news is part of a trend of smaller tech-driven startups moving into markets normally dominated by large defense primes. Tekever's funding round was led by Scottish investment company Baillie Gifford & Co., which has previously previously backed SpaceX, and the NATO Initiative Fund, the €1 billion defense and dual-use VC fund announced in 2023. The fund is connected to NATO and focused on backing startups that build tech for categories like defense, security, and resilience. Founded in Portugal but also operating in the UK and France, Tekever surveillance drones have, in a civilian setting, been used to track migrant smugglers in the English Channel. Its largest drone, the ARX, can command a number of smaller drones to surveil the land or seascape or the battlefield. Tekever's drones have been deployed in Ukraine with the European Maritime Safety Agency and the UK's Home Office. For Growers secures $9 million Series A to revolutionize greenhouse farming with AI and robotics. For Growers, a pioneering ag tech robotics company, has raised $9 million in a Series A funding round led by Basset Capital with participation from Osprey AG Science, Y Combinator, and other key investors. This funding will propel the production of its flagship GR100 robotic harvester and expand the company's global reach across Europe, North America, and Oceania. The announcement signals a major leap in the $40 billion indoor farming market, addressing labor shortages, rising costs, and food waste with groundbreaking technology. At the heart of For Growers innovation is the GR100, an autonomous tomato harvesting robot that's setting new benchmarks in efficiency and precision for greenhouse farming. The GR100 boasts 5x faster picking speeds, 98% ripeness detection accuracy, and 34x faster path finding. And then for the Money Moves news related to education, ex-Duolingo execs raised $13 million for a startup that's making it easier to access a college education. Outsmart has announced its $13 million seed funding round on Monday, led by Khosla Ventures, with participation from Carmen Ventures, Latitude Ventures, and Lightspeed Ventures, as well as angel investors, including Lenny Rachkinsky, ex-product lead at Airbnb, and 20 Growth, among others. The capital will be used for hiring and product development. So that is just some of the latest jam-packed Money Moves news. Now you know where a lot of money is going in the world of technology in different sectors. But as always, I want to continue to make sure that you stay informed. So in order to do that, like the video, subscribe, and then check out these two videos right here so you can continue to stay informed about the things you should know happening in the world of technology.